Good morning. Welcome to BarChat, guys. We are here day 3 of Cheltenham and looking forward to another busy day. Not quite as eventful, but Rodders, Ivor did rather well.
You had a good day yesterday, Ivor. You had a winner and I think 4 placed.
Yep. And then I must confess, although I didn't tip it up during the day, I became fixated on the bumper and I did land up back in the winner of that as well. And so a much needed profitable day for me. It was, I've got to say, this Cheltenham is certainly delivering. There's no doubt about that. The racing is a spectacle. The fact that it's become extremely unpredictable, I think is a bonus, because that's what it should be. You should feel that you can go and have a punt on something and not just think, oh well, that short price favourite is just going to romp away with it.
Yeah, well, John Bon yesterday. I mean, did you put that down to jockeyship?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I actually think that it was an amazing performance by Nico yesterday. In the end, that it made one mistake, which was a terrible mistake, and I thought he was going to pull him up, but the way he eased him back into the race, to still get back up there like he did was quite amazing, really. So horses make mistakes, jockeys make mistakes. A lot of it is how you deal with it, and I think that what he did there yesterday was a supreme bit of horsemanship, actually.
All right.
I have a differing opinion, because I feel like he's made the same mistake that he's made on Constitutional Hill that he also made at the last in Cheltenham 2 months ago. And I mean, I know you're saying people make mistakes, but it's exactly the same mistake 3 times on the trot. So, I mean, he did very well to get him in contention second after that error, but I don't know. I'm not convinced that wasn't his fault. Call me a miserable git, but I didn't. I'd have to question him.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I wouldn't altogether disagree with you. I just think that when you're talking about, it's a bit like when in football, people, a goalkeeper can make one mistake and cost you a game. A striker can miss 3, score 1, and everyone thinks it was the absolute business. So I think sport is harsh, and there is nothing harsher than being in the full glare of the public, and you're going at a fair lickety split. The fences are very difficult, and you mistime something. The horse might have been out of rhythm. There's so many different things that can happen that I like to give the benefit of the doubt. The thing I don't like to give the benefit of the doubt with is when and again, sometimes it works. Very rarely it works for me when I'm on them, but it did last night. When a horse is taken wide and runs 20 lengths more than everybody else, you kind of think, why is it doing that? And then every once in a while, one of them comes in, and that's exactly what happened in the bumper last night, and I was deeply shocked.
Good shock, though.
It was,
it
was quite an emotional. It was quite an emotional day yesterday, wasn't it? With Michael O'Sullivan, we sadly lost. 2 years ago, he rode a Cheltenham double on Marine Nationale and Jazzy Matty, and who would have bet they both won yesterday, back-to-back races ridden by. I can't remember.
I wish I'd have had a bet in his memory on that. I can tell you, I wish I'd have had a bet on that in his memory. It's absolutely incredible.
I'm not superstitious, but everyone was saying, "Oh well, there was someone looking down on us today." But very emotional, and his girlfriend, I mean Charlotte Giles, to actually be there and help with the prize when it gave it. I mean, just a brilliant. I mean, good luck to her.
Yeah, no, I mean, amazing, and just coming on to that, and to start off with, today you've got his brother. Alan O'Sullivan is riding Walking on Air, and if that was to produce, that would really be that would be the. I'll say it out loud. That's the Trixie from heaven, isn't it? Really, then that's every connection and everything. everything ticked. And yeah, I'd like to see that. I think we'd all like to see that.
Be
Racing
amazing,
is it's quite a small family, the racing family. I think and not everyone knows everyone, but there's a lot of people know a lot of people, and to see something it's come together in a beautiful way here. No ifs or buts about that. So
well, guys,
All
look,
right. Well,
that seems like a good link to go straight into today's races. The first race of the day, 120 Mares Novice Hurdle. Ivor, what have you got in that, Rooney?
I've gone for Galileo Dame.
What have you got? What have you got in this one, Ivor?
Well, I quite like an each way punt on Caroline Bamboo. I quite
that's my
like that
choice
number
too.
12. Yeah, I quite like that as an each way punt. But it is. This is to me. This is a difficult race. Really difficult. Gavin Cromwell has got a lot of runners today. A lot of runners, and he's been hitting the post left, right, and centre. He's got a favourite in this one. When a trainer's been hitting the post and his horses have been running well, that's because they are well, and I wouldn't be at all surprised. There's going to be a favourites day at some stage at this meeting, and although when you look at the individual races today, I kind of think it's quite unlikely compared to the previous days. But there's been money for 6.5. I like Caroline Bamboo each way because I think we'll get a run for our money. But I have to say that I wouldn't be at all surprised if the start of the favourites was to happen today.
Well, Carolina Bamboo's a Mullins horse, isn't he? So he'll be fit, and as you say, this is the biggest field ever for this race at Cheltenham.
Yeah.
So the winner takes some picking. So I agree with you, Carolina Bamboo each way.
So you're going an each way. I'm seeing 10 to 1 here. I don't know what price you got or your end.
No, I'm seeing 7 to 1.
Okay.
I'm on the Betfair Sportsbook, and I'm seeing 7 to 1.
Okay, so I've got it might be out of date. This is on the Racing Post thing. So,
Right.
So we're going that on an each way. Nothing on the nose then, or just that's your each way bet on this one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, again, looking for the English to bounce back after yesterday. It looks highly unlikely when you look at the runners and riders. Ben Pauling always got to be respected. He's got Diva Luna in there. That might be worth a couple of quid each way. I mean, Harry Skelton. This is something you don't see very often. We don't often see Harry Skelton riding for anybody else ever, but he's riding for Emma Lavelle today.
Right.
And that's Bluey. That's also in the first. There's a couple of English options there. Nichols has got one there at 17 to 2, Jubilee Alpha. But I'm sticking with Caroline Bamboo each way. I think we'll get a bit of a run for our money there.
Excellent. Rodders, can you write these down? Because being stuck in the car on our way to Cheltenham, I can't. So then perhaps you could just give us a review at the end. Okay, second race, guys. The Jack Richards Novice Chase, 2:00. Favourite here is Firefox. I quite fancy Springwell Bay off the back of a conversation with John Joe. Where'd you sit on this one, Ivor?
Well, I mean, I've watched an interview this morning with Gordon Elliott, and to be fair, he's never got the cheeriest of faces, has he? Let's face it. He's always got that he's got a bit of a dour look to him. I'm sure he's actually not. I've not really been in his company, to be honest with you. I've been in the same room as him, but I've not been in his company, so I don't know what he's really like. But to me, he sounded like a man under pressure, the stable definitely needs a win. It's got a couple of great chances today. Nobody would be shocked if Firefox won. Again, this race just looks so dominated by the Irish. It really does, and I quite like an each way shot on Springwell Bay as well. I've had that sniffed out for a couple of days now. It's really difficult. It's a really these cards look ridiculous. Yet if the first two favourites went home, no one would bat an eyelid, right?
Mm.
Thing is, what price
some
is
value.
Springwell Bay, Mark?
Price for Springwell Bay. Again,
So-
these aren't up to speed, but I've got 7s here, but I don't know if that's right
Yeah.
or not.
I've got 7-1 on the sports book. Yeah.
I think it's been floating between 6, 7, and 8 over the last 48 hours of that. But yeah.
I'd like to see Lord of Thunder do well. I'd love to see that run a big race. I had a pleasant time talking to Brendan Powell's missus the other day. Very, very pleasant lady. And therefore, I've become a bit of a Brendan Powell fan because his missus was really nice. So there we are. Lord of Thunder.
The other fancy here, racing poster punching, is Nichols' horse, Caldwell Potter. It's a 7s. Don't know anything about that horse. You know anything about that horse?
I know a little bit about it, and what I do know is that at the moment it doesn't feel to me that the Nichols stable is firing. I'm not fearful of opposing them at any in any race. That doesn't mean to say it couldn't win. I just don't think that they are on the greatest of form. Although there has been money for it, there's been plenty of money for that today. So
okay. So what we're saying then? So Rodders, have you got these ones written down? So we got an each way. We haven't got anything on Springwell Bay. We fancy. Ivor, you said. I've just moved off it now. Just lost it on my thing.
Well,
my only comment on Springwell Bay, and that was having a chat with John Joe the other day, is that he thinks it might just have a little bit too much weight, but he thinks it'll run well.
Yeah, well, I think you get a run for your money out of that. I do. The more I think about it, and just having a very quick extra look here, I do quite like Lord of Thunder as an each way shot. Although soft good, yeah, it's it might want a bit more cut in the ground. Now that's the other thing today. They're saying that it is really drying conditions there at the moment. It's still good to soft. But that could become a bit more of an issue. So I'll be looking for horses that have got form on good to soft, as opposed to anything else. Let's just have a quick look at Caldwell Potter, see if we could actually make a case for that. Yeah, it's done all its winning on soft and heavy going. So that's a negative for me.
Yeah,
and it might actually. I mean, it looks to me, yeah. So Springwell Bay has it's one on soft and good going. That says quite a lot to me as well. Springwell Bay is definitely going to like the going, I would suggest.
Is it good? Is it good this morning, or is it good or good to soft this morning?
Well, it's still good to soft officially,
right.
but it's definitely drying there. There's no cloud cover there whatsoever. So it might even get a bit of current run on it today, and then we'll see what happens. But I think it's drying.
Okay, look, we'll move into the 440. Before we do, a couple of hellos from viewers watching. Elizabeth Sedlock and Mike B, whoever that is, says hello, Ivor. I don't know who that is.
I know exactly who Mike B is. That'll be Mike Berquist, who is a wonderful tipster himself. He's a tremendous gentleman, a very good drummer, and a former a member of the Albatross Club, which was a bunch of degenerates that have romped around the country for the last 10 years. Wonderful bunch of people.
Degenerates, they're asshole people.
Yeah, I can appreciate being called a degenerate, by the way.
Well, I'm sure he'll comment in a second. Okay, the Mertemps handicap hurdle favourite looks to be Diart. 6-1 I've got here.
I've got 5-1 on the sports book.
Okay, so it's coming in. What do you fancy here?
Well, that's a fairly obvious start for 10, but it's not my tip for the race. Do you know what? I always hesitate tipping. I always hesitate tipping Nicky Henderson horses for my own personal reasons, but I think you'll get a run out of Jericho de Rapine today each way. It's a drifter. It's a big drifter. It's
looking
a big
at him,
drifter.
he'll probably get the fence wrong and fall. That's just me having a pop at Nico.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. So, but you know, even a broken clock is right twice a day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I really fancy Feet of a Dancer, Ivan.
Yeah. Why not?
That's your Michael Flatley links, mate.
Could be, couldn't it? Yeah, there's reasons for everything in life, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why you like it. I wouldn't put anyone off of, and that's been heavily backed, by the way. That was 8-1 into 11-2. Yeah, it looks like a serious bit of money there. What else have we got in this? He's one that I've dabbled with in the past. That flatters to deceive, and but I did back him last time out when it won for us, and that's the Skelton horse, Catch Him Derry. You're probably going to get a run out of that, although all it's winning, everything it's done has been on the soft.
Yeah, that put me off.
What horse was that, mate? Sorry,
Catch Him Derry, number 20. It's a Skelton horse, but that would worry me. Just that little bit. Gordon Elliott, heavy, good to soft. Nah, really. I mean, I think the going's going to play a big part today. I really do.
Okay, so what we're saying on Rodders, have you got them written down so we can do a review at the end?
Jericho de Rapine.
I'm gonna have an each way bet on Jericho de Rapine.
Okay.
Get that broken clock right.
And I'm going to have an each way bet on Feet of a Dancer, so we'll see.
Okay, let's move.
Yeah, I'm on that. Feet of a Dancer.
Okay, let's go to the big race of the day, the Ryanair. So we've got Fact to File is 13 to 8. I'm probably wrong. I don't know what the latest price is. Where are you going on this one, Ivor?
I am going to nail my nuts to the mast this time. Nap of the day.
Whoa.
I'm going Fact to File.
Wow.
I fancy it.
On the nose.
That today. That's going to be my first. No, well, not my first big bet of the meeting. I'll be telling lies if I said I hadn't had a big bet already in the meeting. It's going to be my third or fourth decent bet of the meeting. Here we go. This one, I really fancy it. And I'll tell you why I fancy it. I love Protectorat. You know, we've all had our little wins on Protectorat. I can make a case for Jello to run a big race. I love Envoy Allen in the race. What I don't think is going to be a brilliant bet today, and I know I'll get pelters if I get this wrong, but I can't see LA Francais dominating this race the way it did at Kempton. And although it got beat at Kempton, you know, you can look at that and on the bare form and just think, well, if it runs to that again, it's all going to be catch us if you can. But these are different animals in this. You know, these are not. You're not up against stayers, and it's definitely not Kempton. I've always found that Kempton form to Cheltenham form is the least reliable of all the courses. To me, this is just my personal thing. I'm not saying it's a fact. For me, if I see good Kempton form, that doesn't necessarily make me think they're going to run well at Cheltenham. And I think Fact to File has got all the answers for today. I really do.
What best? Is that odds on?
No, it's 6-4. 6-4 right now. And I think it might go off a little bit bigger than that actually, but I definitely I'm stuck on that. I really am.
Ivor, Rooney's got a fancy. I just wonder what your thoughts are on that one.
It was Richard Pittman when he was on the other day. It said Mark Pittman. And he said, I'm not a gambling man. He said, but if I was looking at a horse and I really fancied it across the week, it was Jungle Boogie. So I went on that just on the strength of it.
Yeah. Well, Jungle Boogie is drifting like a barge, so you're obviously a bit of a Bismarck, aren't you, Rooney? Hey, I'm getting to know you enough now. I can call you names. So, I mean, for me, I'm putting a line straight through it. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to curse you at all, but everything it's ever done has been purely. Anytime it's run anywhere near anything has been soft or heavy, and therefore. I mean, that doesn't mean to say that it can't win. Of course, anything can win these races. We know that. We know that. I'm just looking at that more today than I have done on any other day. Up until today, I don't think there's been any excuses with the ground. Today, I think you need you're going to need to
I'm
have one that will
going
like
for
the going.
Protectorate, Ivor.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I love Protectorate. It's a great horse.
He loves
Absolutely
the course.
terrific. Yeah,
Loves the course. Won it last year. You know.
yeah,
Nothing. Don't see anything
yeah.
against it.
It won a blinding race at Windsor. Absolutely brilliant race at Windsor. Our horse won at the same meeting, but on the Friday. So I followed it quite closely. My question mark there is really what did it beat that day, and how strong is that Windsor form standing up? Whilst I love Protectorate. I think it's a fantastic animal. It would get a very loud cheer if it won there today. That's for sure. But
Well, look, guys, let's move on to
I'm all in.
Let's move on to the. Sorry, let's move on to the stayers. If you just note those ones down, Rodders. Just before we do, Mike B's come back, quite taken by the fact that you've called him a degenerate. He said he's got a couple of big prices. He fancies Hollygrove Char Char in the first and Johnny Who in the last, which is John Joe's horse, I think. We'll get on to that in a second. Is he going to make some money today, Mike, or is he going to remain a degenerate, Ivor?
Oh no, he's always a degenerate, but he may well make some money. Mike's a wonderfully nice guy, and a huge racing man, and tremendously good fun to be around. So I wouldn't put a line through anything that Mike Bergquist puts up. I can tell you that. Never putting a line through them.
What price is Hollywood Char Char? Any idea?
Hollygrove Char Char.
Hollygrove Char Char.
It's in the first. I don't know. I didn't see.
I haven't got there yet, so I'll go. We'll have a look when we get there, shall we? Let's get on, because this race is a feast for me. It really is. I'm looking forward to this race immensely.
What, the
stayers? Yeah. First of all, I'm going to say I think we're going to have two favourites on the spin. I do think that Teahupoo is going to win this.
Yeah.
Again, I saw the pressure on Gordon Elliott's face earlier. I think that the one the kind of emotional one for me in this race, because it always runs well at Cheltenham and it's got the mercurial Rachel Blackmore on board. Bob Ollinger, I think would set the place absolutely alight if that came up the hill. The Wall Park. Now that, again, on listening to Gordon Elliott this morning, and quite frankly, I listen to what they've got to say. It doesn't mean to say I act on it. He was making a massive case for the Wall Park. He really was. He was very strong on it. He's got the front two in the betting. I just think that Teahupoo has been aimed at this. I think that it will be okay with the going. A little bit softer would suit it. It throws a bit of a fly in the ointment, but it won a good race at Punchestown on good to soft. I think that it's. I think it's been aimed at this, and I think it's primed, and I think it'll win.
Nice little favourites double there. Factor File and Teahupoo.
And I might just be involved in that double.
Right.
Just a bit.
And did I hear you say, sorry, it broke up. Did I hear you say your each way is the Wall Park?
No, the Wall Park is really fancied. They're both Gordon Elliott's the top two in the market. But I'm not convinced that the Wall Park will get the better of Teahupoo. I think Teahupoo's been absolutely aimed at this, but the Wall Park is alive, and when you've got two at the top of the market with the same trainer is worrying. Bob Ollinger shouldn't really stay this trip. It's not it's never won over this distance before, but it loves Cheltenham. I think it will probably be okay with a go-in, and as an each-way shot, I would definitely be having a little sniff on Bob Ollinger.
Okay. Let's move on to the plate at 440. Favourite here is Jaguar. Where are you going on this one, Ivor?
Well, they're talking. They were talking about a bit of a matchup between Jaguar and Masaccio. Their form's got a lot of there's a lot of synergy in there. I mean, John Joe's not had the greatest of Cheltenham so far, but again, ridiculously, and most unlike me, I can see this being another favourite going in, and I think 3-1. Well, it's been quite heavily punted, so I'm a bit of a Jaguar fan, I'm afraid.
Rodders, I don't remember John Joe talking about Jaguar. Did he mention that? I can't remember.
If he didn't, it's nailed on.
No, he didn't talk about it.
No, I don't recall him talking about it. But
there you go.
Maybe that one fell through the wayside.
Maybe he's not allowed to. Sometimes he's not allowed to talk about horses.
Who owns it?
It is owned.
Josh.
Oliver Greenhill and Josh Guerrero.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that on the nose or is that an each way?
No, I'm just going to smash it straight on the nose.
Have you got an each way fancy in this?
I did. I've had a little look here. I quite like Jordan's. I think Jordan's could be interesting.
I'm on that
as an each way. Again, the thing with that is it's going to like to go in without a doubt. So I think that
or it isn't.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
I think that would be my each way shot. I'd love to be able to pick out something that I fancy that's got a chance there. I mean, Ben Pauling's got one here. Personal ambition. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I'm. Who knows? Good to soft. It's got a bit of. Not
we'll go Jordan's over.
Yeah. Jordan's is my each way shot in that.
Yep.
All right, guys. Let's move on to the Kimmuir, the last race of the day. Walking on Air is the emotional one, as you touched on, Ivor. And according to my thing, he's favourite at 5-1. Is that what you have?
I've got 9-2. I've got 9-2. Yeah, my guess is there's a bit of money running up on this. After the two yesterday, I think people may well have done that emotional tricksy and so on. I don't really want to say anything against it, to be honest with you, but I know there's. I heard something the other day for the Git Maker down there. It's 11-1 from 14-1 at the moment. That looks like a bit of a bet to me.
Which one's that?
Git Maker.
Kit Maker. Okay.
Git.
Oh, Git Maker.
Number 11. Number 11.
Okay.
Yeah, you got that one. And your friend Mike obviously mentioned Johnny Who. Again, another John Joe horse. I think John Joe said he's in pretty good shape as well. He's got to be in with a shout. Sevens I've got here. I don't know, but I might be a bit long there.
Yeah, I've got 6-1 here. Yeah, that is the Mike Conquest effect, by the way. Mike's had so much on it that he's moved the market. Well done, Mike. The cat's out the bag now. Yeah, that'll be getting steamed into. It'll be 5-1 in about the next 2 minutes, I reckon.
That's JP's as well, isn't it? That.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it is so difficult today. I look at this and this could be an absolute carnage day, but for some reason, I am veering more towards the shorter priced animals, and that is strange for me because I don't normally do that. But there you go.
Okay, so
Right.
you're going walking on air. Are you saying you do fancy that? Sorry, what was the final shout?
I'm sticking with walking on air. Yeah.
Yeah, and did you say you had an each way?
Git maker.
Yes. Yeah, Git maker.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so, some of that's because a lot of my friends, I call them gits on a regular basis, to be honest. So, there's a bit of name recognition there, but I've had that mentioned to me by someone who is a reasonably good source. So I would suggest that you may well get a run for your 11-1 there.
Cool.
Which can't be bad, can it?
Rodders, will you just give us an overview of the tips of the day from the first to the last, just based on what we've discussed?
Yeah. So the 120 Ivor likes Caroline Bamboo, and Mike likes Hollygrove Charter for presumably an each way bet is a big price. The 2 o'clock, Ivor's gone for Springwell Bay. A little bit of a mention for Lord of Thunder, maybe. The 240. God, what have we got? Oh, Jericho Le Rapine is Ivor's selection. Catching Derry got a mention. 320 is nap of the day, Factor Fire, won't get beat. If it gets beat, we all go back to him and he'll refund our bet, whatever we put on. I think that's what he said, didn't
he? Yeah, he might have said it. He definitely didn't mean it.
The 4 o'clock to Hoopu, can't see that getting beat, and there seemed to be an inclination that there might be a favourites double there. Factor Fire and Hoopu. Little bit of an each way shout for Bob Oliver, and good things heard about the Wall Park. 440 looks like Jaguar is well fancied, and I think Ivor fancies that too, with a little bit of an each way shout for Jordans.
Yep.
And then in the last, he goes for Walking on Air. Didn't seem to be very keen on Johnny Who either.
I would never, as I say, I would never rule out anything that Mike Berquist has come up with. So there, but I have had a little word for Gitmaker as an each way bet in that race. So
Gitmaker each way,
yeah.
There you go, Mark.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Sorry, I lost you a bit in the middle. We're at Birmingham, so
right. That's unlucky for being at Birmingham. But boys, I just want to mention one other thing to you. There is something else. Another massive sporting event starts today, and it's an event that I've traditionally done quite well in, believe it or not. But it's the Players' Championship, the golf today. It starts today. And I think it's the most exciting tournament outside of the majors, and there's a lot of value on offer. Can I just say to any punters that are listening that like to have a little bet on the golf? I say it all the time. You really need to look at the Betfair Sports, at the Betfair Exchange, and do your golf betting on there. You get so much better value for money. It's just incredible. You need to play around with it a little bit, but you should be getting on there. I mean, Shane Lowry, who played so well last week, is on the sportsbook of 44 on the exchange of 44 to win that out there. Jason Day, 65, played out amazing last week. You won't get anything like that on the actual sportsbooks. So just bear that in mind. It's great betting to be had in the golf today. And, once Cheltenham's over, you still have that on Saturday and Sunday, plus a bit of football. So there's plenty still to live for after Cheltenham.
Nice one, Ivor. Well, listen, guys, have a great day. We're, as I say, we're on our way down. we're on the course today. We're on the course tomorrow, but we'll be in front of the TV, and hopefully, like everyone else, we'll all be quids in now. Ivor, we can report back tomorrow. Sounds like a day of
He's hoping.
favourites.
Yeah. Happy hunting, everybody. Yeah, really,
Cheers,
really.
guys.
Let's go smash them bookies today. Good luck.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Ivor.
Cheers.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
mate.
Bye. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.